We're live? Hello and welcome to our little D&D game. I'm J-Man Weird. Welcome to the show. Hey guys, welcome back. I'm going to read something to you now, and I hope you'll listen. Icewind Dale has become trapped in a perpetual winter. Ferocious blizzards make the mountain pass through the spine of the world exceedingly treacherous, and this land has not felt the warmth of the sun in over 2 years. In fact, the sun no longer appears above the mountains, not even in what should be the height of summer. In this frozen tundra, the darkness and bitter cold reign as king and queen. Most Dale residents blame Auril the frostmaiden, the goddess of winter's wrath. The shimmering aura that weaves across the sky each night is said to be her doing, a potent spell that keeps the sun at bay. Dale folk live in a scattering of settlements known as 10 towns. The drop-off in caravans coming from the south and travel between the settlements in this never-ending winters has left everyone feeling isolated. Although each town has resolved to appease the frostmaiden with sacrifices of one kind or another, no respite from winter's fury seems forthcoming. For adventurers such as yourselves, 10 Towns is a place to test one's mettle and, in the spirit of heroes who've come before, leave one's mark on this frigid, blighted land. And with that, last time on our little D&D game, our adventurers made it into 10 Towns. Bishop, a cleric, was marooned on a ship that was frozen in the ice to the northwest. Bryn Shander was brought into 10 Towns through the north gate. Trace, our human bard, bought passage from Luskin to 10 Towns, and on their way, the guide and himself found an elven ranger named Subaru laying in the snow. And as time progressed, a Goliath paladin came through one of the gates from the great mountain peaks of the spine of the world. His name was Skywatcher. And our heroes found themselves at the North Look Inn. Trace had just cast a spell to read the thoughts of one of three dwarves that were talking about losing a load of iron ingots of some kind, whereby the rest of the patrons in the inn were talking about murders happening in the 10 towns, in 3 particular towns, Torgos, East Haven, and now even one in Bryn Shander. Just another gruesome day in 10 Towns, howling wind, bitter cold, foul temperatures, and snowdrifts big enough to bury a herd of moose. But today, the local tavern is abuzz with news about the series of recent killings. Before the murders, the only question on everyone's mind was, will summer ever return to Icewind Dale? Now the question is, will I be the killer's next victim? Nothing breeds fear and paranoia like a murderer with no face. 3 cold-blooded murders have been committed in the past month. A halfling trapper in East Haven, a human shipbuilder in Targos, and 3 days ago, a dwarf glass blower in Bryn Shander, just before you guys arrived. Each victim was found with a dagger of ice through his heart. What's the connection? The drunken lot huddled in this tavern offered no credible ideas, but sitting apart from them was an elderly shield dwarf that Skywatcher noticed, with a scar across his nose and a look like he had something worth knowing. He was smoking a pipe as he was eyeing the crowd before him. When we last left, I believe, Trace, you had read the thoughts of a dwarf. and you had sang a song about the Dale coming back to normal in a year. What would you, as your song ends, you notice the dwarf kind of, it's like, you know, when you think somebody's talking about you, your ears start burning. He starts looking around.
Is this after
After
I did the, I created the bit of smoke, mist, and just kind of the change of the face to kind of white, glazy eyes, and did my...
Yeah, you did your thing, and you read his mind, and sang his song.
That wasn't actually a part of the song. That was like, it was like he completely jumped into a completely new song. Then he reverted back to normal, and then finished singing his like nothing else had happened.
So, at the end, he's kind of looking around.
Okay.
So Trace and Subaru, you kind of know one another, but...
Yeah. So with that, Trace is going on as if nothing at all happened. Like, to him, because he wanted this to seem like it was completely... How do you put it?
Because you do know he'd been talking to people. You could see him talking to people in the tavern and trying to garner some aid, at which time most people were just turning their backs on him.
So, and what I was doing, the whole kind of direction I was going was to make it seem as though, not possessed, but as if something had overcome Trace and he just sang this other weird tune and then reverted back to normal. So he is going on about his business like nothing at all happened. He, thanks folks, it's a nice little song. I don't know if it's true. I heard it from, and I'm just gonna make up.
Yeah.
Joe Blow von Richtenstein, and I'll be back again tomorrow. We'll
Von Sarovich.
yeah. Oh. And I'll go back to my table with Subaru, and I'm literally gonna wait for the bait to hook someone in and draw them back to us.
Okay. Skywatcher. As the song ends, there's this old, crumbly-looking dwarf sitting in the corner. Like I said last time, he's got his feet up on a stool. He's kind of like in a boxed, benched, little alcove type of booth, little table with a kind of a corner booth, and he's got his feet up on a stool, and he's smoking a pipe. And as you are, because you said you were approaching him.
Yeah, because I think I was trying to get some information on the murders.
You were asking some of the other patrons about the murders, and they kind of pointed at, you can ask that guy.
Yeah.
So, what would you like to do?
So he's in a booth. Is there a seat in the booth?
He kind of takes up one side of the. Yeah, there's enough. It's enough for two people. It's like a lover's booth, but he's kind of
enough for two regular-sized people, huh?
Yeah.
I'm a little large.
You could fit.
Okay, I'll squeeze into the booth across from him.
You push yourself into this booth, and the table kind of moves away from you. It doesn't buckle. It moves away from you.
And
it's a little round table on its own pedestal, so there's enough room. And what do you do? You sit down? I don't seem to remember inviting you to sit down.
I hear you have some information regarding the murders.
What's it to you?
Well, I'd like to see.
Lad.
I can't help solve these murders.
You're a long ways from home.
Aye, that I am.
So what clan are you with, laddie?
Well, I want to find this killer and make him see justice.
No, you didn't hear me, lad. I said, what clan are you with?
I'm with the Akhenathi.
Oh, I see. You're not one of them worm doggies. Okay. Well, I might be able to work with you. Well, it might be I'm looking for I'm looking for a man. I'm not sure, but there's been a few too many murders for my liking. And all in towns where there's human sacrificed or ill. The bitch goddess who's left us in this frozen hell.
Well, if they're linked, all the more reason to find the murderer. That way then we can rip him or limb from limb after we figure out how to get to this goddess, as you call her.
So, what's your interest? Anyway,
Here to make a name for myself.
a name for yourself. Look at you, lad. Don't need to do that. You're like, what, 12 stones tall?
Tall enough.
You probably weigh about 27 stone.
Height and weight are only a small portion of what makes a Goliath.
What's
Now,
the other?
action, that is what makes a
Oh,
Goliath.
Apparently wisdom as well.
Action too. I see. I see.
I don't have wisdom.
Yeah, but what just came out of your mouth? A whole lot of wisdom.
So you're interested in finding the murderer, are you, laddie?
Yes, I am.
Well, is it just yourself you travel with?
For now.
Because the man I'm looking for is a part of a small traveling merchant company called Torgs. It's owned and operated by a shady dwarf named Ice Vein. Torga Ice Vein. In other words, I guess my killer gets around. I have a suspicion his name is Sefik Kaltro.
Pacific Keltro?
Yes, Sefik Kaltro. He's been traveling around with this Torga Ice Vein and her ilk. But I guess he's probably her bodyguard or something. And I'm guessing he's good with a blade. His victims come from only the 3 towns that sacrifice people to the frostmaiden on nights of the new moon. This is what passes for civilized behavior, you know, in here in the 10 towns. So
Never
maybe the
been-
victims found a way to keep their names out of the drawings, and Sefik found out they were cheating, so he killed them. Maybe, just maybe, Sefik's doing the frostmaiden's work. Listen, I followed Torgs for a 10-day as it moved from town to town. Quite a devious little enterprise. But that's not my concern. What struck me is how comfortable Sefik looks in this weather. No coat, no scarf, no gloves. It was like the cold couldn't touch him. The kiss of the frostmaiden indeed. So I tell you what, I'll pay you 100 gold pieces to apprehend him. Ascertain his guilt and deal with him, preferably without involving the authorities, because they don't want to do anything about these killings. They have no interest in any of the 10 towns. None of them. None of them. None of the council members from any of the towns want anything to do with this. So I tell you what, when the job's done, you can return to me. You know where to find me. If you want the job, let me know. But do it quick before they leave town.
I'll do it.
Fair enough. Pause. Subaru, you're in the bar. If you remember, you had a fish stew, fish stew and a mead, because
Right.
that's what they have. They have fish stew and mead,
I
because
should have ordered the fish stew instead. So much better.
As opposed to the fish stew.
so
Yeah.
as you're and I believe Bishop was hanging around somewhere in the bar, but I wasn't sure where. Anyway, you're sitting with Trace at the table. What do you want to do?
I'll comment on the interesting song you just. It's an interesting song you just sang.
Well, it's an old song. It's been around for some time. I learned it from, and I'll spout the name again. It's nothing special. What was so great about it?
So there are two songs.
One song? It was nothing more than the one. It's... What do you mean?
Okay. That fish sings too, eh?
I've heard.
Billy Bass. Yeah.
You speaking in riddles.
No, I'm not the one speaking in riddles.
So I'll grab my mead and I'll start kind of nursing it.
As you're nursing your mead and your conversation's going on, this squat little dwarf comes shuffling up to you, and he seems to be kind of outfitted. He's kind of undressed, but he seems to be outfitted in cold winter gear, just like you guys were. Everybody's kind of half outfitted, being indoors. But he says, well met, friend. I'm Hruna. These are my friends, Korks and Storn. Listen, were you just singing some sort of song about the Dale getting warm again?
Well, yes, it's an old
Did you
shanty.
just sing a song about... Well, listen, that doesn't matter. I need some help. Listen, I'll tell you my story and then you can decide. Me and my friends here just came into town. And we're the survivors of a group of dwarves tasked with delivering a sled of iron ingots to Bryn Shander. Now, on our way, a yeti surprised us and killed a member of our group. The rest of us fled as that yeti tore away our friend Obo. Limb from limb, they tore him. We need someone to go back and get the sled for us. Now listen, as payment, we'll offer you and any of your party, if you have a party, a gemstone worth 50 gold each. And I tell you this, a boon for us would be a boon for the dwarves of Icewind Dale. And in these harsh times, a boon with the dwarves of Icewind Dale means a boon with the dwarves of Kelvin's Cairn and the Battlehammer clan.
Really proud of himself, huh?
Would you be interested in helping? We'd go, but we just don't have it. Would you be interested?
Well, I must say it sounds like a very wealth-inducing proposition. I don't know what would make me the best to do so. I'm honored that the dwarves would think so highly of me. But to
Well,
what do I owe an offer so great?
Well, even you, miss. You're the only ones we haven't asked yet. Well, besides that new guy that walked in and that big guy over there. We've asked everybody else and they've all said no. Nobody wants to help us. And that's the way it is here on the Dale for some reason. We stood up for each other, but now that this frostmaiden has done what she's done, and created this everlasting rhyme. Nobody wants to help anyone. And I'm just asking you, as a dwarf to a man, and I'm willing to pay good money.
Oh, it would seem so. I
Do-
think
do
I
you
must
have
see if I can
snowshoes?
muster a crew.
You don't have a crew.
Well, I'm afraid this young lass here owes me no more than just a good thanks. It's
Lass,
I
tell me
mean-
something. Would you be interested in making a...
Yeah,
Yeah?
yeah.
Well,
Oh.
there you go. You got yourself a crew.
so I've got at least one crew member.
I mean, you did save a life too, so.
Aye, but I mean, saving a life is one thing, but it doesn't mean I need to.
Passive perception is picking up this conversation.
It doesn't mean I'm owed anything. Far be it from that. It's if it is what is right to do, it is what is right to do. And with that, I think what is right to do is to potentially help you and your friends. I will have to see if I can get enough to achieve the mission. That being said, my skills of this sort, well, they're limited. I'm good with song, but that's about all.
Well, that's fine if you're willing to take up. If you're willing to take up a job for pay, then we can use you. And how about you? You're willing, lass. And he stands like he literally gets up on your table. And he crawls right in your face.
And
he
I'm
puts
like
his
pulling
hand.
my food
He,
and stuff
he
away.
almost puts his hand right in your bowl, just like that. And he gets up on the table. He's got these big hobnail boots, like they got spikes in them. And
Mountaineering boots.
yeah, he's got mountaineer they're like cleats, ice cleats. And you can see him in there leaving spots in the table. Is there anyone in this place who can help me? And my lads, these two have been willing. I'm willing to pay. The rest of you said no. And he looks right at you. How about you? Are you willing to help a dwarf?
I'm definitely willing to help these fine folk make it to their destination alive. You will need the services of a healer, of course.
Oh.
Moradin be praised then.
Thalos be praised.
I do believe that everyone could use a good healer.
Would you be interested in making some money?
I'd be happy to join.
Come on over here then.
I'm already
And he
there.
crawls down off the table. And he plops himself, he grabs a chair over and he plops himself down on
I
the
should
chair.
have just got right up on him. Squeal for me, piggy, squeal!
Now, looking around at the group of us, I must say, if there's going to be a Yeti involved,
Excuse me, did you say Yeti?
He's
Yeah.
like-
Well, it
he's
killed our
like-
friend Obok.
Yeah, okay,
Fair enough. Now,
should
can I
we get
have...
some muscle?
He quickly contemplates his decision. Maybe I should have got the details before
Yeah.
accepting. the
Looks at his
offer.
bicep. What do you mean? What? Looks at his. Oh yeah, 15 strength. I guess that's not so bad.
So, do you have any snowshoes?
Oh, I've got winter gear.
But do you have specifically any snowshoes?
Is that the winter gear that we took? No. Well, I might have to buy some, unless by chance you've got some for sale or for gift to those who will venture their lives out to help you.
Are
That
you
is
telling
an
me?
excellent idea.
Are you telling me you can't afford snowshoes?
Well, I don't know how much they are.
Well, they're not much, but if you need them, I can supply them for you.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Then I will take this most gracious offer.
I'm already writing it.
Very good then. Listen, on the morrow, when the light starts to turn grey, straight south down this street, as you go out the front of the inn, straight down, there's a place called Black Iron Blades. They'll be there waiting for you. How many sets do you need?
Well, I suppose we shall need at least 3. We are potentially looking for,
Some muscle.
yes, some muscle, so maybe a 4th set.
I stand up. Is there anyone in here willing to do some killing, large-scale killing, on the way to something that doesn't involve so much killing, and then possibly some more killing on the way back?
My
Are
good
you
sir,
kidding me? We're just waiting to be killed anyway.
My good sir,
Take
I
your
don't-
killing elsewhere.
That is not the way to broach this subject. Does anyone here want to right a wrong? A wrong that has been done to these 3 dwarves and their friend? Does anyone want to make
We
right
just
what has
want
happened in
the
the
cold
past?
to stop. Just the cold.
I'll
Make
stand
the
up,
cold
shoving
stop.
the table into the other dwarf a little bit more. You know, maybe cracking a rib. I will murder for justice.
That's what I like to
So,
hear.
laddie, you're not interested in my proposal.
Not any longer.
Fair enough, lad. I'll find somebody who is. If you get back from your little adventure and I still need your help, can I come and ask?
You can.
Fair enough.
And if I come across this Pacific Cultro, I'll deal with him for you.
Fair enough, laddie. Good luck to ye. So,
So you get up and you come over?
7'8", you know, nearly
should-
300 pounds.
Should we interview him first to see if his qualifications are there?
Well, he does look like muscle.
the dwarf looks small against an elf and against a human, right? Okay, and an elf looks small against a human and a Goliath, but a dwarf looks minuscule. And he looks up at you and goes, I think you could probably take the Yeti all by yourself, lad.
Good, because I think his snowshoes are going to cost a little more.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Well, join us at Black Iron Blades on the morrow. Enjoy your stew and your mead. And thank ye. We'll see ya on the morrow.
I'll see you on the morrow. Might I ask, though,
You may.
what dragged you over to us?
I don't know. There was something tickling the back of my brain. And I just looked at ye. It was like somebody was listening to my thoughts.
That's a very unsettling thought that someone could do that.
It would be, considering my axe. Anyway, thank ye for your help. And him and his 2 buddies, they all shuffle off. His one buddy, he's like, you can see him. He's got a twitch. He hears something drop in the kitchen. He's just like, ah! It's not her, you stupid git. And he slaps him. Go, let's go. And then
Carrie Fisher?
as the night rolls on, you obviously play a few more tunes.
No, not tunes.
Your room and board is paid for one more night. And for anybody who is staying at the Northlook Inn, the Northlook Inn is for a full night, and room and board is a silver piece per day. So you can take off another silver piece for 1 day's. And that's actually really, really reasonable, considering
All of a sudden.
these people could be charging an arm and a leg. They seem, even though they've been locked down for 2 years, they still seem pretty friendly. And songs like yours kind of lift their spirits, even though on the next new moon they know they're going to sacrifice somebody to the frost.
Holy jeez, what?
And that's how that's kind of how it works.
That's just not cool at all.
All right. So, tell me what you guys want to do for the rest of the evening. In the
I might do a bit of gambling.
Oh, that sounds like a good idea.
Okay.
Not for me, but for you.
And I might use my dice. What?
do you want to see if anybody's gambling in the?
Yeah, I'll see if anyone's gambling. I'll see what they're gambling to.
Roll me a perception check. See if anybody's rolling the bones.
I'm afraid I'm not that I'm not perceptive at all.
Wow.
Oh,
I only get a +1 and. Oh no! I'm actually a 5 for perception. But either way, I'm not that perceptive right now. I didn't see.
you can't really. Yeah, you don't know if anybody's really doing anything.
What should you
Most
have
of the people look like they've stopped in here just to get a bowl of stew, like some supper, and they're like people are starting, like people come and go all night long, and then as the night wears on, people thin out, and those who are staying at the inn move up to their rooms, and those who are going home move on to home. Nobody gambling. Subaru? Just
Just
This
enjoying
dude's-
my mead and enjoying the warmth.
it is
just kinda
because
keep-
outside it's -40 out, -45.
Well, I mean, I was half frozen too, so I'm like
Yeah.
really enjoying the warmth and just kind of taking in the room and just kind of watching people and listening, whatever's going on.
Right on. Most of it's talk about who's going to be next. Who's going to be next? You can hear those murmurings. Who's going to be murdered next? Bishop,
That's me.
what are you up to?
I'm just basically communing with my God and just being pious. I've had something to eat, and then I think pretty much while I'm doing this, I'm remaining pious and focused. But at the same time, I'm keeping my ears as far open as possible and trying to single out conversations that I think might be interesting.
The conversations, you can hear some of the people talking to the elderly dwarf that was sitting in the corner. You could, as the night wears on, you can hear some of those conversations. People are talking to him, and because he's still looking for somebody to help him. And then eventually he gets up and heads for his room and disappears out of the tavern. And that's about it. You can hear people talking about the murders.
Does anybody look shifty? Anybody look like they
It looks like these people, in this room, they look like they just are tired. They look like people who've been out working in really cold temperatures all day long, and they just want to come and rest, because they know they have to do it again the next day.
What time of day is it?
It's in the evening now.
Late evening or early evening?
It's getting on.
Okay.
So we'll say sometime between 7 and 9 p.m.
I'm going to retire to get a good rest.
Fair enough. How about you there, Skywatcher? What I can't remember his first name.
Regmek.
Regmek. And how do you spell that?
Ragmek.
Regmek. Ragmek.
Referred to as Scout.
Can I call him Ragmak?
Great
Can
guy.
I put umlauts over his E
Sure.
and make it an ak? Ragmak. It's spelled with an E, but it sounds like ak. I like Ragmak better.
I like that. I'm gonna see if I can figure out how to add an umlaut in here.
Ragmak, what are you up to?
Well, this guy's not the only thing I watch.
Feel free to talk to your fellow
Oh,
table mates.
Well, actually, that's a good idea. I'm trying to, kind of just stay quiet and amused and listen to. I'm an observer, so I'm listening to them divulge, more about their personality from observation than I am
So would
trying
it,
to dig into people I just met.
would it be safe to say that my battle axe is a little on the larger side?
Yeah, it fits your size.
Yeah. I'm just gonna lay that on the table.
It pretty much covers the table. Yeah.
So is there like 2 people in you operating that?
Well, there's me and Thrum.
Therm, tell me about that.
He is my god.
What of this god? I know nothing of Therm.
You know nothing of the great frost god Thrum?
No. But I
Unless
admire
it's thermal undies.
a pious man.
Well, I wander in service to Thrum, and to bring glory to his name and the name of my clan.
And what brings glory? A head count, I imagine.
Yes. It must be larger than the last one.
Oh. Well, then we are in good, fierce company indeed.
So far, I've only had small dealings with small groups of goblins.
Well, that is certainly a demeaning foe for a person of your stature.
Yes, so I seek glory.
Oh.
I hear rumors of a yeti. That will be a good start.
So goblins, like when you stomp on them, I'd assume that's all you could do because
You could flick them.
maybe, like, do they get stuck in between your toes?
Give him a nice kick off the mountain.
Yeah.
Kick the ball.
So, does he keep you warm at night?
He's not that kind of god, is he?
Well, no.
Oh, well, it just sounds about temperature. It sounds odd.
We like to stay cold.
You like to be cold?
Not this cold, mind you, but yes, we like to be cold. Where else do you think we hide in the mountains?
Oh. You're in good company indeed if anybody knows how to survive in this harsh climate.
That's a really interesting story, love. Listen, can I get you another mead?
I'll
How
take
about you,
another
miss?
one.
Yes, please.
And another mead.
Dealing with these guys, I'll have a couple more.
How about you, big
I'll
fella?
have another 2, please.
And she's like eyeing you up and down. This is the buxom one with the space between her teeth and the long blonde hair. She's pretty, but that space you could fly a.
Sally.
You could. She's like you could fly a 747 through that space.
And
But
many
she's
have,
pretty.
lad, many have.
So she's got the London look.
Yeah.
Oh, no, they're not crooked. They're not all like.
You have plus 14 initiative?
Sorry, not initiative. I put that in our class. Yeah, you're doing good.
How do you get that?
Yeah.
You
They're
two
all
can
watching
roll
with
me a
horror.
Constitution. Are you drinking?
No.
Okay. You're drinking.
Oh,
No, we both.
that'd be 4.
No
Does
pluses.
the
No.
barkeep have fresh water?
Oh yeah. Good.
Oh, pluses at all?
Well, just your Constitution.
We both
Yeah, I have
got
+2 for my phone.
So what did you have?
4.
4. You guys are feeling it. You're a little bit.
I request like a huge cask of like the freshest water he's got in the establishment. I'm just pounding that shit.
I got 18.
You didn't need to roll. You
I'll
got like
Good for
100.
you though.
You got like
Good for you.
260 pounds.
on both of us combined.
I'll start
Well, I'm
slowing
also
down
having
now.
multiple drinks as opposed to their one.
I don't want loose lips to sink any ship, so I think I'm gonna relax and have some water now.
Very
Ah.
good.
You little ones are fun.
Well, I pour some water into his empty cup. Out of a huge ass thing of water.
Oh, thank you, kind sir.
I'm not dead. At least we know this stuff's not poisoned.
That's true. So, you're from the mountains, you say?
I am.
and being up in the mountains, you decided to come this way into the cold instead of going the other way into the not cold. You must really love freezing your ass off, freezing your posterior off.
Well, it just seemed this was the better way to glory.
I mean, look at the size of that thing. He's got a while before that's gonna freeze.
He does have a point.
Holy.
Sorry. So, and yourself, sir, you're a man of faith?
What little I have left lies with Talos. Consider me a man on the edge of faith, desperately clinging to a god who consistently ignores his pleas for a better life.
Shocking.
Right?
Then in the Dale, wouldn't that be just about everyone?
Yes, but nonetheless, Talos still watches over me and for whatever reason keeps me alive from time to time.
Perhaps he has a purpose for you.
This is what I keep telling myself, although that purpose has yet to reveal itself in any kind of positive manner. But that's why I'm here with you. Perhaps I can do some good.
I hope you shall. Very much so. And how about you, my dear? I've been told you were a bit of a frigid wench when I first met.
The whole room goes silent. Everybody just...
Well, I mean, let's be honest. You were a blue Subaru when I met you. I mean, your skin was a little bit...
She's just gonna like.
yeah.
Well, I
So
mean,
you
Like
said you're
driving a
from
blue
the
Subaru
mountains.
with a joke at some point. Like, oh, where's the barbarian? Upstairs, driving a blue Subaru. Like, what?
oh. Just wait. Now it looks as though she's changed color. She's
Red
now a red
Subaru, yeah.
Subaru.
Is there any other like? I might just pick up my stuff and move to another table.
There's an empty table.
Oh, that's what I'm doing. I mean, I got an axe laying in front of me. He's like being all like. I'm moving to the next table.
Look, now you've scared her off.
You know
I
what?
didn't scare her off.
They're
She
all like
owes
that.
me a life.
They're all like that.
I know.
They're all like that, you know, laugh. And it's the tongue. You could see the tongue between her teeth.
It's like,
So unnerving.
But you know what? The fact that she's pretty makes it even more unnerving.
you're like, I'll have the steak special. Confirm my order, please. You'll have the. Yes, that.
So she says, "Can I bring you another one here?"
I think I'm okay for now. Have some water.
I'm actually
She,
going
like,
to retire for the
Brings
evening.
the jug of water and fills up your cup and puts the jug down.
Dear, I think she'll have a little more mead.
I think
A juggalo
I
of
think she's-
mead.
I think she's fine. Thanks.
Hey.
Note to
Great
self:
deal.
lock my door well tonight.
Yeah, no doubt.
That guy's really creepy.
Sheila like wanders off into the kitchen. All the whole time, Scramsax is just kind of sitting behind the bar watching watching everything.
Oh, yeah, it's a bartender.
Oh.
So Bishop, you head to bed.
Yeah.
How about anybody else? What are you guys doing?
I'm also making sure my door is locked good.
I'll eventually make my way up after having some water. You know, maybe I'll wait till he's gone and then make my way up, so...
So he doesn't know what room you're in?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And make sure the door is locked.
Oh, I don't know
Creepy
where
old
she's
bards.
getting these ideas. I just called her a blue Subaru and then a red one.
Until she finds out his even creepier knack of being able to detect people by smell. It's like-
You'll just
You
hear
can
him
hear
swanning the
you can
halls.
hear Bishop say as he wanders up the stairs.
Locks door twice.
You hear
Chair.
click, click.
Yeah.
And then you hear the desk and the bed.
Yeah.
Anything else loose in your room?
Just my morals.
So I will take it. Everybody is heading to bed, or no, or yes.
Yeah.
We're done.
Well, I'm heading to what they call a bed.
Yes, you don't really fit in it. It's built for a normal-sized person, not an enormous-sized person. And you take one look at it. What do? Sleep on the floor, or you
Yeah,
try
I
to
sleep on the floor.
There are some blankets there. It actually looks pretty comfortable, and the rooms look pretty clean. Like they're not rat infested.
Well, that's a bonus.
Bonus. Yes, I guess.
So, the cats seem to be comfortable downstairs. They don't seem to be around.
It's in a cradle.
Well, with a silver spoon in its mouth. Anyway, you guys all find a night's rest, and in the morning, it's dark. People are kind of coming in and out quickly for maybe a bite to eat, and then gone to whatever work they're off to do that day. What are you guys doing?
I'm getting up good and early and seeing how well I'm doing, and then I'm going to go and
Roll me another con save, please.
this time don't suck. Let's see. No, con is not one of my. Oh, 17.
Surprisingly enough, you feel 0 ill effects from the night before. And, surprisingly enough, you don't remember much.
All right, well, I don't remember where they went, but I'll ask which
Checks
rooms
for
they're
kidney.
Down the stairs you go.
in. Yeah.
There you go. How about you, Subaru? What do you
I'll
do?
get up and go down.
Okay. As you approach the bar to ask, you can see Subaru making her way down the stairs. How about you, there,
Bishop?
Bishop?
Yeah, gets up, checks for kidney. Yes, still has it. Good. Then I make my way out of my room after gathering my equipment and donning my armor.
Alright, Mike.
I
What do you
grab,
do?
wake up, don my equipment, make my way downstairs.
You guys all have your winter gear. Fair enough.
We'll find the group and
Places to be, people to see, folk. We've got to go to the Black Iron Blades.
And I'm keeping these guys between me and him now.
The sun isn't quite up yet. If there's anything you want to do here in the inn before you go, if not, we'll advance that time.
Grab a bite to eat at least.
Yeah,
I guess,
for sure.
I suppose I shall have some breakfast.
Some nice, what are they serving here? Hot stew of some sort?
Fish stew.
Fish? Stew?
but for breakfast, cold.
We have fish, fish stew.
My gosh.
Can I get? It's Matilda, is the morning shift. She's a little older. She's for an older gal. She's,
Good
but
shape?
good shape.
Right on. No cleft palate on this?
No, nothing like that.
Okay.
Okay, moving on. No, she's for an older gal. She's very weighty up top, and a little more bulbous around the bottom.
Bulbous is never a word you want to have used to describe you.
She's weighty on top and a little more bulbous around the bottom. As she kind of looks like
Bulbous around the bottom.
what's that? The one from the movie with the robots, from Robots.
Aunt Fanny.
Aunt Fanny. She reminds you of a little bit. She could remind you of Aunt Fanny a little bit, although she's a little more buxom up top. For some reason, Scramsack's only seems to hire gals who are buxom. Anyway,
You know, when you gotta type, you gotta type.
Yeah.
but she's not. She's just like a motherly type. She's like, "What can I get you, dear?"
What's for breakfast?
We have stew.
Do you not have rabbits hopping around the center?
Well, sometimes we do, but sometimes we have moose. But we've got to have hunters to do that.
Okay, I'll have fish
Now,
stew.
if you like hunting, I'm sure you could get some contracts done.
Okay, well, I'll keep that in mind.
But yeah, we've got fish this morning.
Dude, I guess I'll have fish again.
Sweet.
It's
Sounds a little
You know
fishy.
what? It's hot and it's tasty, and it's as good as it was the night before, and it
Roll a
warms
check.
and it warms the belly.
Trying to remember. It was a town from the south. Spoke very similar build. Do you have any relations in the south?
Who, me?
Yes.
I'm not sure. I was born here. My family is from here. My children are here.
Fair enough.
But is there anything I can get you for breakfast? Yeah,
I'll just have what everyone else is having.
stew and meat.
Hey.
Good. And yourself?
Yeah, I'll also have a sampling of that explosive combination.
Most excellent. That's gotta be you. And you come down, rolling down, and she just stops and she's just, oh, and how about you?
2 stews and 2 meat, please.
Very good. That'll be, oh, you guys paid your silver piece. If you want to pay in advance for your silver piece for the day, to keep your room.
Well, I think my room is paid for, my dear.
Oh, you're the music guy, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Gareth told me. I've just given him a first name.
It's all good.
Gareth Scram Sacks. I didn't like just Scram Sacks. Anyway,
Hey,
Yes.
Captain Mimo came out.
right on.
What's up,
Welcome,
Cap?
buddy.
Yo!
So, anyway, yes, that'll be a silver for everybody for the day. I'm assuming you're keeping your rooms. Are you the ones who talked to the dwarves last night?
That we are.
Now word gets around, you know. That's how it works. So, anyway, I'll be back with your meals. Give me a minute.
Threaten me with a good time.
So, she comes back 10 minutes later, and she's got all the stew. She got a big tray. She's got it on one arm. She wheels it around, puts it down on another table, and serves you guys your. It's going to be a good day, I think. Maybe nobody will get murdered. Who knows? And off she goes.
Well,
Back
that would
into the
be a
back.
good day.
What a friendly woman. Weirdo.
So, anyhow, play it whatever way you want, or we can move on. It's up to you.
I'd say this is as good a breakfast as any. Let's finish up and head down to Black Iron.
As you say that, I put down my second empty bowl of stew.
Did you
Have you
just
had
drink
enough, little
it?
man?
He's like,
You know, big mouth, little bowl.
Yeah, it's like Andre the Giant.
your bowl's your spoon.
Weird that they serve soup and spoons around here.
Oh, I can tell your appetite's not going to be that big.
I'm just eating with my bowl like this, ready to pull it off in case someone steps on the table or an axe plops down.
And by axe.
As the table goes.
Don't do that. I think we don't want to have to pay for these tables. So, how long have you been in this area? Tiny?
Tiny.
A while. I mean, I live in the mountains. To the south just a bit. But I just rolled into town last night.
Oh, well, that would leave an interesting track if you rolled.
The snow covers it up.
I would imagine. I'll have to get you to do that trick for us later, then. That'll make it easier for us to walk through this, won't it?
No guarantees.
Well, I think walking is the preferred method.
Oh. I was hoping you'd do that rolling thing. It'd make it way easier. That way she doesn't have to fall into the snow again and get blue.
I'd be interested in seeing that. Roll for me. Flex a silver piece at you. No?
You're not strong with metaphors, are you?
No. But I'm wise in the ways of the Force.
But I'll say this. He said he'd flip you for it.
I don't even know if I could lift them. At all.
I mean, that could be very entertaining.
The things that will get done don't get done cheaply for money in this game, I can already tell are vast. So, shall we away our break of day?
Let's go.
Pick up our snowshoes.
Off you go, and you guys head down the road to Black Iron Blades, and standing out front are the three dwarves. Haruna and Korux and Storn are standing there. Storn is like, he's looking all around like he's all messed up.
Sketchy?
As
We're on
fudge, like he's looking for something.
Is he
What are
high?
you afraid of, my good man?
Don't mind him. He thinks there's a dragon hunting him. Just leave him alone. He's not very right in his head.
I look at the Kuzi and I'm like, are you using lad? You can tell me. I'm a cleric.
And he kind of hides behind Korux. He just does one of these, and then he turns and he looks at you and he just stares.
I just stare back. I don't blink either. I've played this game before.
Yeah, he just keeps staring at you.
We have the full-on staring contest.
He's like,
Who wins?
It's getting awkward. Yeah.
You
Who
can-
wins, me or
as you
crazy
look
guy?
at him, you can't see his nose.
Like
it
there's
seems-
a hole where his nose used to be.
There's an indent. There's two holes, and you can see some moisture.
Ugh. What is going on with that?
And
I mean, I don't do that in front of him, but you know, what is like? Does it look like it was chopped off at one point? Like, oh, frostbite.
it looks like he lost it to frostbite.
Yeah.
Like when you talked to Haruna last night, if anybody wants to roll a late perception check, you can do that now.
Huh?
Ooh. That's a 23.
Well, that's easily, you can tell he's lost his right ear. And
So
two
he's the only
fingers.
one who rolled above 10. That's wonderful.
Please tell me that was one incident and not the
Right,
stupidity of
right ear
several.
and two frostbite, two fingers. Well, folks, what will our heroes find? Tune in next time to find out, right here on our little D&D game.